What up, random rockers and Schmoevillians? And Schmoedown fans in general. It's another edition of Schmoedown Rocks. And this past week was, we are back into the whole AnarKy team tournament for the Ultimate Schmoedown. And, yeah. It's so far, and it's some of the matchups were actually pretty good. The Tuesday matchup more so. The other one kind of came across exactly like what a lot of people were somewhat expecting. That the Friday match, we'll get into that later. With the matchups we're talking about is the Team Matt and I'm forgetting the other dude's name. He was in What the Flick. The team for What the Flick and is part of and has worked with Matt Atchity as part of What the Flick for a while, and they got to work together. They faced each other in teams before when he was part of when Atchity was part of MODOK. So it seemed like the fitting was already a meant to be pairing, though the name of the Paddington 2 was kind of whatever, to be honest. Though the hat gimmick was funny, though it seemed that Matt Atchity was had a much better partner this time around, I guess. Grey Drake's fine. She had a good, Drake's fine, but I don't think she's been hitting it as well, doing as well at it as before, so I don't know what to make of that. But I do like what we've got with the current team of the Paddington 2, and I hope that's a team that actually does stick around, and even if they don't make it past round 2, given who they're going to be facing anyway, since the Friday match was actually the match that would determine that who was facing who Tuesday, the winner of Tuesday's match. So all this was to lead into what would be the round 2 match coming up when round 2 starts up. So we already have that confirmed, and they're at least able to be prepared for that at least. And so the winner of this one and the winner of the Friday match are facing each other for round 2. That's if I hadn't already said it. So, and it did suck because I knew it kind of figured Paddington 2 would be something, but I was really banking on, really banking on my girl Janine, on Janine the Machine to make it through, maybe with her new partner Brian Walton, and he seems like he's doing okay, but you could tell it was that, lights may have gotten to him at points. But for the most part, it seems like he had some energy going with him, and he definitely. That's why the War Machine, as they call it. I don't know why. The War Machine, which is the team of the now officially titled Warlord of Brian Walton, even though that was originally to the Commissioner Thad. Though at this point we would just call him the Commissioner. I don't know if we should call him the Commissioner at this point with the whole storyline of corruption. But I mean, whatever. Though the only time I actually felt on point with Thad was during the hat pull when it came to the wild berries. But that's about it. And I find it funny that Hayberg, even though a lot of people didn't think Hayberg was a good idea with that one. Because, everyone was hoping the one dude from, that's name escapes me, this producer-seducer, Sir himself, as he goes by. I don't know, why am I blanking on you, dude? Because I know you're pretty cool, too. Even though your partner's definitely way more hero material than you are. But it makes no sense, because I know know of the fact that those guys are from Chicago, and it would have been too much for him to even fly in if he was managing. So it made more sense given his association with Elliot Dewberry and, what they could do with that. And I'm looking forward to that, but as far as matches here, I was hoping for the War Machine to go well, and I love the title, at least their name, as opposed to Paddington 2. But I guess that was enough to throw people off. But given that team has more experience even within teams and has a bigger vast of knowledge and have worked together in other formats that aren't in that of the Schmoedown, it made sense for them to work together. It absolutely made sense. And I could see that team going forward, past even, not so much the tournament as it was in future matchups. And the way they played was pretty well. Walton had some faults for being, kind of a rookie, but he didn't have that certain Mara magic, I guess you would say. So, but I wasn't expecting it. But he did have an energy about him that if moving forward, even if things weren't going to work for the War Machine, at least Walton and that team of Walton and Janine the Machine would have been awesome. Would still be awesome to see going forward. And I'd love for you guys to have that for that to be made happening. And then, which was Tuesday's matchup, unfortunately, at least we have one other team. But this, I think, was the one, of the teams that it seems that Jay Washington is going to be managing for this tournament. This was the one I think a lot of us wanted to see move forward, because I'm not sure about the other team. I'm not even sure who the other team is, to be honest. And I won't know until that matchup comes about. So, but, I guess in that case, fingers crossed that team works out well, but I'm not even sure if that was one I'd vote for. What I would have voted for if I actually properly did the tournament brackets like I was supposed to. But I know, which is where I screwed up on my end of that. So, and however, one team I knew was going to make it through for sure. That I wasn't banking on the other team, but that team would have been the upset. And that was Team SEBs versus Odd Couple. Odd Couple being the Roxy Stryer having to manage former team champ Jeff Snyder, and I guess former number one contender for that title, for coming off of a loss to Bibbs. Was in that number one contenders match. Mark the Android Andraco. The Android Mark Andraco is what I should be pronouncing as. Anyway, wrong order. But as far as that matchup was concerned, as long as I figured it would work as long as they were on the same page. And I think Roxy found a way to make it work. And given the way she kind of acts with certain weird things that she says within Collider Live lately, before this matchup, I could see her management skills working between a face and a heel, which it seems, and Draco's become more a face than a heel, and the way that, of course, the Odd Couple was kind of funny, given that it was especially given the fact that that if you know the TV show, not just the remake, but the original. Well, I just know more of the remake, but you get enough the idea, given Andraco's kind of, though he's more straightforward than the one kind of, well, just never mind. Never mind, I'm going to be going myself in a hole. Forget it. If you've seen that, you get the idea. We'll leave it at that. And as far as that matchup was concerned, the whole thing was more a matter of what Mance you were going to get at that point. And if Sean Gerber was going to be able to do what Inman had done for him with Team Trek. Because as far as I'm concerned, that if he had just been able to pull off and do exactly, and instead of giving him that level of respect and all that, and doing the classics, and, double checking with him like he should have with that wheel, because that was what hurt, I think, the most, for sure, on them, and I think they should have just picked something else. And it also didn't help with the number picking either. But they were able to do well enough to get out of normal knockout range, but not out of a TKO, which is what happened. And, it's not that, it's not that Andraco or Snyder was, Hell, in fact, during the hat pick, Snyder was in the background going, when he heard who his partner was going, yes. So as far as he was concerned, sure, they may have had issues with each other, but Snyder was clearly willing to work with Andraco. So even though they were completely opposite of each other, at least they've worked together through the Lion's Den, and plus with Stryer being kind of a better manager, despite, the whole issue that happened that involved with the league that led to you know, led to what would become corruption to an extent. She needed something to kind of make up. She needed something to kind of redeem herself from, you know, that little fuck up. So, yeah, that happened. So, yeah, and this definitely was going to work. I knew it was going to work, though I wasn't really expecting it to go extremely far past, maybe past second round, but I wasn't expecting it more likely, I guess. But they're up against some bigger fish coming in the second round, since it's going to be Paddington 2 versus Odd Couple for the second round, and that's going to be definitely a match worth watching. And I kind of want the Odd Couple to pull it off, but I could see Paddington 2 maybe pulling an upset on that, if you even consider an upset at this point. I'm not even sure any of those of that round 2 match will be considered an upset at all, no matter who wins. But as far as I'm concerned, I am kind of looking forward to that round 2 match. Fuck it, I'll say thank you. I know Morrow doesn't, but given that I'm apparently officially a founding member now to that fan page, your KO, killer at this point, you may have to take a back seat tomorrow right now. If I'm going to be considered a founding member of that page, I have to give more of my all there than to you guys. Though when it comes to this team tournament, I'm expecting you guys to go at least maybe. I'm looking. Let's just say I think we all want you to win your first round matchup. I think that's coming up Friday or today, or I'm not sure, or in a couple weeks after it's posts its Patreon. I don't know. Apparently that's supposed to be an undercard, and I'm not sure why that's the case. I think that's. Surprised KO let that happen, but whatever. Given his pull, or killer, at this point, I'm just whatever. But anyway. Okay, that's it, guys. Alright. If you like this video, if you're looking forward to the next matches coming up Tuesday and onward for this Ultimate Schmoedown Tag Tournament AnarKy, leave a comment below, let me know. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown.